did that come from? What show is that on? That's hilarious.
I don't even know.
Hello to
What's
the
up,
person
everybody?
that's here.
One of you. Y'all already know what we're here to talk about. Okay. I'm joining
Hola, hola. Y'all read the title. Y'all know why we're here. What's going on? Let me see if I could bring this up here. Hello, guys. What's going on? Howdy. What's up? Hello, hello. How was your Christmas? I feel like that's how all of the meetings start before you get, like, you know what you came to the meeting for, but you got to start with all of the regular questions.
The regular questions?
So,
Dang, this story jumped to 24.
how was lunch? Right? Crap, jump. Oh, y'all sound like y'all got a lot to say, huh?
Wait, I looked away for like 2 seconds.
Right.
And it jumped up.
Jeez Louise. It jumped real quick. Y'all must got something to say on this topic. I mean, we're here.
So where do we start? I don't know where to start.
There's so much happening. Oh my goodness, these relationships are chaotic, if you ask me. Very chaotic. Extremely chaotic. So, I don't even know. I think that this is like a very interesting topic to talk about with the increased everything, drama in these relationships, but also I've been seeing an increase in marriage proposals.
Really?
Yes, everybody's getting married. It's like, it's Christmas time, pop a ring out. And I'm not mad. Okay.
I think if people want to start a family, then yes, definitely. Because either you're going to get married to start a family or you're going to be a baby mother or baby father. So,
yeah.
Which one would you rather prefer?
I mean, what do you guys think? And honestly, like, I'd love to hear or read about what you guys have to say. So, you know, I'm going to drop this link in here just for now. You don't got to join the Zoom now. But if you got something to say on it.
LFR Jesus said he trying to come on here.
What? I mean, if they're comfortable with each other, yeah. But you're saying it, like, the way that you say it makes it sound like so casual. Marriage is a big deal. It's not like you asking somebody, oh, you want to be my girlfriend? Like, that's not...
It's weird. A lot of men actually are for marriage. Like, so who's against it?
I'm not saying... Well, and I did a video. I did this reaction, and it was a whole bunch of people in the comment section, and they were talking about how, like, it's a scam for men or for women to take half of men's things. Which, I mean, should people get married with a prenup? Like, are there extra things that should be added into that? What do you guys think? Or they should just get married to get married?
Jeff is spitting. He said, trust, loyalty, and commitment matters. The piece of paper is just that. The issue has, when one or the other doesn't expect things to change, things will change. It's your ability to stand by your commitment that makes it last.
Jeez, okay.
Oh, this one guy said marriage is an inadequate system and it doesn't belong in a progressive society.
Oh.
So it's a lot of conflicting...
What? Wait, what do you mean, though? Marriage doesn't belong in a progressive society? You think so? I think that has a lot of truth to it. Crazy thing is, I've been seeing a lot of people getting into polygamy. Y'all gotta talk about that. We got some polygamous relationships on here. That would be interesting.
I'm not surprised by that, actually.
I would like to hear about that. What do y'all think about polygamy?
I'm actually not surprised about polygamy. Because if you look at the way, like, it's going, a woman would rather be a side chick to a super valuable guy. A lot of women would rather be side chicks to the super rich guys and be loyal to a guy who's just a normal person.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know all women, I don't know how that poll would go if we were to poll all women and ask them. But the whole side chick thing, I don't fully understand. Not if you're gay. Wait, what?
Bro, what?
Wait, it's like being married is like being in a prison. Jeez.
Bro, who's trying to come live? Y'all keep texting.
Honestly, y'all talking. Y'all doing a whole lot of talking on here. Why does the government need to be a part of my marriage? Why can't it just be the couple and God?
Taxes? Well, someone said it had tax benefits, insurance benefits, bills benefits.
I think a commitment is between two people, not many people in a polygamous relationship. Okay. Personally, I know I couldn't do it, but then I also think back to, like, way back then, I guess it was okay for men to have many wives.
Many men.
So to go from that to going back to, like, monogamy, I'm just wondering how you guys... Athletes have women in groups waiting for them at hotels. Yes, but that's the single life, okay? We're not talking about the single life. We're talking about getting married. What you do when you're single, I don't know. But getting married...
I think marriage has a lot of benefits depending on who you marry. I don't know.
Who you marry is important. I was married once, lost half my stuff because she would rather bang. Dang. She was, that ain't it. Oh my goodness.
I say this woman or guy, Rebecca said she was, or he or she, I don't know, was married and divorced twice before they were 25.
Oh my
I've been with
gosh.
a partner now 7 years and we won't discuss marriage. We are happy with no kids too. Hey, get it how you live it. Don't count.
Yeah, does that complicate things though? I'm not asking because I know a ton of stuff about marriage, whatever, but is it a little bit more complicated to, like, just live with your partner instead of getting married to them? Or is it easier to get married? Are things a bit more clear in that area? I don't know. Marriage was created for the merger of families with power and wealth to combine forces to strengthen their empire.
Hey, that sounds lit.
That sounds
kind of accurate.
That sounds pretty accurate. Sounds very, very accurate. Yeah, girls like marriages because if it goes wrong, they can take all of the guy's money or their house. I don't think that I don't think I agree with that. And I'm saying this, not speaking for, clearly I can't speak for all women, but I think what drags people to drags women specifically to want to get married is what, like, the fairy tale Disney Channel crap, all of that stuff. It's just like, oh, I can pick out a pretty dress and I can have a wedding and I can post it on Instagram and I can use this really cute hashtag. All of this stuff, it seems more of like status, I guess, in a way. I don't think initially women are thinking, yeah, I'm about to wife him up so I could take all his things. Like, I don't really think that's what it is. My first marriage lasted almost 4 years. My second is going on 22. Jeez. That's interesting to hear. Very, very interesting. Crazy what happens after, the first time. Because you never know what's going to happen, honestly. Do y'all suggest people getting married early then? Like, for all of the people out there, because I'm reading a lot of different comments about, like, second, third marriages lasting, all that stuff. What did you do differently in your second marriage? What did you look for differently in your second marriage than in your first one? Like, how did the second one end up lasting for like 20 years and the first one failed in 3 months? What happened?
Wait, what was the question?
Because somebody said that their first marriage, like, ended real quick, but their second marriage is going on like 22 years. So I'm wondering, what did you do differently in your second marriage? Like, in your first one, what were you looking for? Were you just like, oh, I'm in love and all this other crap? And in the second one, did you look at it more like a business partner? Like, what changed to make it last so long?
Some people just aren't compatible. You think that could be a thing?
I guess, but it just depends. I don't know.
You think all people can be compatible if they really try?
Maybe, but even when I think about compatibility, it gives me more of like the fairy tale Disney Channel type stuff. Like, oh well, yeah, they just weren't meant to be, and then you walk into a coffee shop and you see that person that you're just really meant to be with. That stuff
doesn't exist.
I don't think that exists. I think marriage is more like a business partner than a girlfriend or boyfriend. Like, you're in love and you're together because you like to eat Chinese food on Tuesday nights. It's more complicated.
I just think some people don't try in marriage. Like, they just do it out of emotion, like you said. Like, they think it's a fairy tale, and like they just forget they actually have to work at it.
Yeah, that's what it is. Oh, we got so many points because I got all your points right here.
Yeah, like, some people aren't proactive in marriage. They don't, like, say, okay, so this doesn't happen, why don't we start marriage counseling, just in case?
Oh my gosh.
Or why don't we start being responsible financially, just in case?
Thank you, Father.
Oh, wow.
We love you too. All right, let me some people mature after failing at marriages the first time, and some realize they want vastly different things. Isn't all of this stuff the stuff that you talk about before, though?
Some people are just so...
Like, before you get married, what the heck are you guys talking about? Oh, my favorite color is blue. You talking about your favorite color for 6 years?
And then, like, after you find out you married, like, oh, you realize she doesn't want kids, or he doesn't want kids, or you realize, oh, I want to move to Texas, but they want to stay here, and they really want to stay here. Like, y'all didn't discuss this?
Yeah, I mean, I know we're human. Life changes. You don't know where you're going to be. You're not sure what you're going to think after a while. Like, things happen. I understand that. But there are some huge things that I just feel like people are just, like, not honest in the dating stage. You can't lie about you, like, being okay with the fan being on when you're sleeping, and then all of a sudden you get married and 10 years go down. It's just like, I resent you because the fan is always on. I hate you. Like, this is stuff that it's little things. People just aren't honest. People should get married. Wait a second. I did not catch that.
Y'all, I have a question. Like, a lot of y'all don't believe in marriage, but would y'all consider marrying a woman who has kids? Like, she met all your qualities, but she has children.
Yeah.
Young children. Not no 15, 16-year-olds. I'm talking about she got 3-year-olds, 2-year-olds. What would y'all do in that situation?
And I think, is this, like, targeted towards men without kids?
Yeah. Or men with. I just want to know. Like, on their personal, like, experiences.
Like, is that something that you guys look for? Or if you really liked her, would you just... Nope!
So he said no. He like never.
He said no good. No kids. Married after age 35. From a woman's standpoint who has no kids, no thank you to guys with kids. Yeah, it is a little bit, it's a bit more complicated. Kids seem to complicate things. And that's not a saying like they ruin things.
Oh, LFR Jesus said a man would have no issue with that. A little boy would peace out.
Oof! Call him out.
LFR Jesus.
Call him out, LFR. That is crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Facts. I think. I mean, I don't. Here's the thing. What makes a real man? Anyway,
Yeah, what makes a real man?
what
'Cause
makes a real man?
He said a real man would have no issue with that. Little boys would leave. Like
What makes a real man? Because the thing is, I think in theory that makes sense, but also you could be a real man, a real man, whatever that means, making your own money, providing for yourself. We're not talking about a man with kids, providing for yourself, all of that. And you could still not want a woman with kids. Now, does that make you a little boy?
okay,
Let's see.
Let me talk about personally a real man. I don't think it's cut and dry as everyone thinks. I think a real man is a person who has strong principles and stands on that. Like, if you're a simp, I don't consider you a fake man. If you're a simp, then you better be the best simp out here and stand on your principles. And you're a real man. No shot.
What are the principles of a simp?
Hey, I wouldn't know. I'm not one. But I consider a real man someone who stands on what he believes, despite like other people. Don't be a follower. Be a leader.
Real facts. Y'all got a lot to say. I'm about to send this Zoom link back in there. Let's see if it'll hit the second time. Y'all can say it on air. I'm not going to show your face, I promise. We're just going to hear your voice. But I think this would be interesting because you're saying a real man wouldn't do that. But does it make you, oh, here we go. That's what I'm talking about.
I said not everyone can be a leader. You should lead your own life.
Right, all right. I'm gonna let you in, LFR Jesus. Hopefully this works. Hey! Can you hear us?
I can hear you. What's up?
Nothing
Hey,
much.
what's up, LFR Jesus?
We are interested in hearing what you have to say.
Well, happy holidays first.
Yes, happy holidays
How was
to
your
you.
Christmas?
It was good. It was good. I had some time with some family,
Oh yeah.
and had my daughters. I get to get them again on Wednesday and bring in the new year with them too. So
Lit.
that'd be cool.
Hey, y'all, before he starts, I want to say that he also has a podcast on the LFR podcast channel. Make sure y'all check that out.
Hey,
Yes, go ahead and plug them in. All right.
LFR Family Ambassadors is the channel you will find that podcast on.
LFR Family Ambassadors.
Yes, sir.
And then follow me on Twitter at it's LFR Jesus. Okay, I'm done.
All right. So, what do you have to say about this?
So, first of all, marriage has become more of a relationship status than a matrimonial commitment and the sanctity of a loving environment, right? So people get married for the status of it now, not necessarily for the same reasons why our parents and their parents and parents before them may have been married.
I agree.
Things change so rapidly now, and things become so normalized so quickly now that once a cheater, always a cheater, once a liar, always a liar, once a duck, always a duck. All of those things stick. So that courting process is really kind of cut short. Like, you got 10 minutes on a Tinder app to say who you are. What's your face?
That's true.
So it's difficult. The marriage part is difficult. Yes, you should get married. No, you shouldn't get married to the first person you talk to. No, you shouldn't get married to the person that you've only known for a few months. No, you shouldn't get married to somebody that you've only known for a couple of years. But the whole children situation, first of all, if you're dating a girl and thinking about marriage and you ain't know she had kids yet, you done fucked up, homie. You didn't pay enough attention. You should have seen that shit for a look. You go over, right? She says, "Come over. I got the house to myself," right? First thing you think is, wait, who lives with you, right? And then you go over there, you're gonna see some kid shit. It's gonna happen. If she's a mom, you're gonna see it. So if you've walked into a situation where you have just happenstance, wait, there's children involved, that's a little boy mentality. You weren't paying attention to your environment. You weren't paying attention to where this is progressing to. You were looking to get the bag or stay in your spend the night bag, one of the two. But it wasn't about a marriage situation if you didn't know she had kids, straight up.
Okay.
And if you're a man, you're going to know those things right off the bat.
I see what you're saying now. So I agree now. I was confused at first about what you were saying, but make a real man, you look at your situation, you analyze what's happening before you get into it, like before you just dive into it.
Now, I'm not claiming to be a doctor in this. because we all know my situation with relationships. I'm not claiming to be a doctor, but I've got my opinions on how things should be. I don't practice my own preaching very often.
Interesting. Well, thank you. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
Very interesting point of view.
Yeah. Thank you, LFR Jesus.
Bring Craig on here so he can make himself look silly.
Of course. Later.
Later.
What do you guys think? I agree. What do you guys think about Pastor Paul?
Oh,
Wait a second. Wait a second.
Amen.
Wait a second.
And God said.
Wait a second.
I really hope he comes on here. I want to hear a pastor's point of view on this. He probably like, what is wrong with you? New generation.
Interesting. All right, guys. A real man is a man that be on his purpose and never put a or anything else over his purpose. First of all, as a person, you shouldn't put anything before your purpose. You go with who you are. A relationship should not change you. Period. It should enhance the situation, but you shouldn't go into the relationship being, I want to be a doctor. And now it's, all right, well, I think I'm just good here on the couch playing my PlayStation. I think I'm going to just chill right here for a little bit for the rest of my life. Like, what happened?
Yeah.
What happened? Because either you got comfortable in this relationship and you just stopped trying, or you let this person change wherever you were going. Either way, if you let somebody change what you want, you shouldn't be in a relationship, period. You a little weak up there. All right, I don't know what's happening here, but Pastor Paul is not loading. So we're going to go ahead and...
Come on, Pastor Paul. I want to hear your point of view.
Yes. All right.
Dang, I want to hear a pastor.
That would have been interesting. Very, very interesting. Y'all are, let's look into this. Great questions. And my girlfriend and I just picked up our marriage license. Okay. Congrats.
Marriage.
Congratulations. Thank you for the compliments.
Benefits and has a lot of drawbacks. It just depends.
Yeah, I'm seeing more people nowadays not even bother getting married. Like, I'm just seeing people chill in their relationship, period. Do y'all think that should just be more of a thing? Because somebody said that marriage shouldn't exist anymore. It's very antiquated. So I don't know.
So y'all, I have a question. Me and Vinay were talking about it earlier, but I want to know y'all point of view on it. Let's say you're going on a date with a girl, and you pick up the girl, and while you're driving to the date, she says, oh, can you stop at McDonald's? I have to get my child something to eat.
This actually happened.
Yeah, this is a real situation. Y'all probably heard of it. He was driving the girl on a date, and she said, we're about to stop at, she asked, can they stop at McDonald's to get something to eat? And he stopped there. And she expected him to pay for the McDonald's meal for her child. He said no. And then from that point on, she was over the date already. Like, she said he wasn't going to get none afterwards. She's never going to talk to him again.
He's not a real man.
Yeah, she said he was basically not a real man. What would y'all do in that situation?
Is he a real man? Who the heck knows?
I think he did the right thing. Like, come on. She was being mad inconsiderate. Like, how you going to go on a date, the very first date, and expect him to buy a meal for you and your child?
Yeah, I can understand if he's in the car and he's in the car with the kid, like he's taking the whole family out, but you're not taking out her kids. You didn't ask her out on a date so that on the way to the date you could pick up some food for her kid. That's not what you asked her out for. All of that. Let's see. She's a bum. Oh, dang, she's a bum? She gotta be a bum? Wait a second. Is she a bum, or is she just expects a lot? Because I feel like what I've been hearing from women is that just because I have expectations, expectation shows my worth.
Bro, she was a bum. I'm not gonna lie.
A bum?
Her expectations, come on, bro. Your expectation is for him to buy your daughter a meal on the first date? Like, was that a test or something? Like, what was she doing? Like, seriously, was that a test? Was she testing him?
People test people all the time. So maybe, honestly, maybe she was testing him. That would be, I kick her out of my car. Dang, Brian.
I personally be more upset about my car smelling like McDonald's. Like, we're about to go on a date. Like, right before the date, we finna smell like McDonald's. Like, come on, really?
Yeah, that's not cute. And how does the conversation even get there? Like, you barely know this person, so y'all driving there. It's like, yeah, so you like this song? Yeah, I like it. So, you know, my daughter, she hungry. You want to pick her up some food? Like, how does it get there?
Yeah, how did she bring that up? Like,
this is your first time
okay,
meeting him.
if I was trying to manipulate, no homo, if I was trying to manipulate, I'd be like, oh, I forgot to get my daughter a meal. Can you please stop by McDonald's? I'll get you something. Then once we get to the window to pay for it, I would just sit there.
If anything, the man should have been annoyed. I mean, that should have been a red flag for the man, because it's like, all right, so you went out on this date with me. You couldn't make sure that your daughter was taken care of before you came out.
Where's the dad at? Like,
who's she home? Was she home by herself? Like,
yeah, who's with her? Like, how old is she?
You couldn't leave her no money? What in the world? There's so many questions, but you gonna have an attitude. What an inch. I would drop her off at home after stopping at McDonald's. Yeah, I've been married twice. Dang. I mean, I'd probably pay, but that would not give me a good impression. And it would be most likely our first and last date. Okay.
I wouldn't pay, bro.
Let's say, though, you really like this girl. Like, this is your first time out, but y'all been talking like crazy for a month. You really like her. Would this stop you from going on a second date?
Yes. Like, you gotta stand 10 toes sometimes. Like, if that's in your principles, like, no, you will not use me point blank, period, then you gotta stand 10 toes regardless of the situation.
That is I mean, it's kind of confusing to me, though, because it's like, at what point do you give up the things that you actually care about? In a relationship, you'll let some girl burn your clothes up. You'll let her curse your mom out, all this stuff. Keep going back. But in the beginning of before the relationship even starts, not gonna take her out again because she wants McDonald's?
Bro, if she's doing that on the first date, just imagine months down the line what she's gonna do. Years down the line. That's crazy. And will she let you discipline the kid? Like, will you be able to beat the brakes off the kid if you wanted to? You're buying his food. Like, you think she would let you beat the kid, like, with a belt?
Jeez, who knows? Gosh, at the same exact time that the divorce rate increased, it was the same exact time or period that gave rise to feminism. Those rose together. So is it feminism? There are two different sides to the fence. Oh, thank you, Brian.
Feminism is just confusing.
You're lit. I appreciate it. There are two different sides of the fence. It's either the feminism stopped all of these committed relationships because men are annoyed with it, or because women are just not accepting anything anymore. They have their expectations are crazy.
Feminism really, like, honestly confuses the crap out of me. Like, it really is confusing. Like, what do y'all want? Like, do y'all want to be in relationships? Do y'all want to submit to the guy? Do y'all want to be dominant over the guy? What is the movement about, for real? And when it comes to relationships,
I think that overall, when it comes to, and honestly, if you're on here and you know much more about feminism, if you're a feminist, let me just go ahead and drop this link. If you're a feminist, we'd like to hear. Oh, that is smart. There we go. If you're a feminist, we'd like to hear from you. But I think it was more so like about gaining back power. That I think that's mainly just what it's about. So it was used maybe as a point women trying to prove a point, and then it turned into a lot of other stuff.
Yeah, like when it first started, wasn't it about getting jobs, getting more jobs and stuff, better economy opportunities? But then that also ties into why I think feminism is kind of weird when it comes to the black community. Like I don't think it should be in the black community at all.
Why specifically? Like, what about other communities?
Okay, the reason I said it shouldn't be in the black community specifically is because if you're using feminism to its regular definition of raising your economic stance, women raising their economic stance, you will first have to. You're implying the men in that community, their counterparts, are ahead of you. In the black community, that is literally not accurate. So I'm confused on how it's even a thing in the black community because black men are still on a lower pay grade, literally, than black women. We get paid less, so it's just strange how it exists in our how black women really exercise that and specifically targeted towards black men. Like it's just like what we get paid less than you. We don't have as many degrees as you. We don't make as much money as you. Like we're trying to fight the same fight you're fighting. So it should be like when it comes to minorities exercising feminism, it's more of a to me. I think white women are trying to get to a white man's level in feminism. Black women, whose level are you trying to get to when it comes to economics? A white man's level? So you're trying to pass up the black man, pass up the white woman, and go to the white man's because no other person, no your own counterpart is not to that level. We're not even ahead of you when it comes to economics. The average black man is not ahead of the average black woman when it comes to money.
Jeez, JoJo, what in the world?
And it might be like that for white men too. I honestly don't know. I researched the black community.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Interesting. All right, we got some people here. Let me see. We're going to try Pastor Paul once more. I don't
Pastor
know.
Paul, please. Your name intrigues me.
What is going on, Pastor Paul? All right. We just going. I don't know what to do with that. All right, we got Jeff here. And JoJo spitting facts. Yeah. Jeff, this is interesting. I really wish we could get somebody here to talk about feminism.
I don't think it's any feminists in here. Like any hardcore. Maybe they're just too scared.
Don't be scared to speak your truth.
Yeah, we're not gonna cut you off.
Isn't that what 2020 is about?
Yeah. Well, some people don't deserve opinions like that. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm not the supporter to say everyone deserves their opinion. Every opinion matters. No, it doesn't matter to me. I'm not gonna lie.
All right, Jeff, where you at, man? Okay, guys.
Yeah, bring Mitch in here, LFR Jesus, because I want to talk to a feminist and see what they talking about.
I would like to hear from a feminist because I feel like maybe there is just miscommunication. Maybe that's what it is. I haven't been able to fully understand that world, but from what it looks like from the outside looking in, it seems like...
No, I think it's past the miscommunication.
I think it's just women wanting to be heard and women wanting to be seen as an equal. In some ways.
Okay.
Because it's not consistent, guys. That's what we're talking about. The feminism movement, it hasn't, in my mind, I haven't seen it very consistent. You want to be seen as an equal, but then other parts you want to be seen as a woman. The general woman.
So yeah, that's why I'm like, when it says you want to be seen as an equal in some parts, like that doesn't make any sense to me because how do you want to be seen as an equal in parts that only benefit you? You don't want to be seen as an equal when it comes to lifting things or comes to fighting or comes to anything that's harder for men. You don't want to be seen as equal in that. You only want to be seen as equal as getting paid the same amount as men. You don't want to get seen in any of the equal struggles we have. So it's just like, what do you want? You want to have the cake and eat it too. You can't have the best of both worlds. Like, if you want to be equal in everything. Don't be equal in only things that benefit you. That's not feminism.
Okay, now what is, we're not gonna sit right here and I'm not gonna say, like, y'all already know my stance on like feminism, whatever. I've talked about it in some of my videos. I just talked about it just now. When it comes to people saying stuff like, women just won't shut up. Charlie, I saw your comment. When it comes to stuff like that, guys, now that's when it starts getting disrespectful, okay?
Oh.
That's when it starts getting a little disrespectful. You could say however you feel, whatever. You can say what you feel, okay, about women generally. You could say women talk too much, all that stuff. I'm a female and I think, don't call me sweetie. I'm a female, okay, and I think that a lot of women talk too much. But at the end of the day, you already know what it is. I said what I said, okay?
Yep.
Okay, sugar. Charlie, one more time, bro. There's good, bad, male, and female. Yes. I mean, either way, you are too young to think about feminism. You can leave if you want. YOLO. But I think either way, like, don't be mean to. All right, you can stay. Either way, though, y'all made me forget what I was even talking about. Gosh darn it!
Since we're already talking about this, do y'all think relationships are made for men or women?
Enjoy it. Do y'all think relationships are made for women?
Do I think they're made for women? Well, it depends.
The way that you, I mean, when you say it out loud, though, it kind of makes it seem like it is. Because when I think about it, the only people that be asking for relationships are women. I never see a man that's just like, man, I can't wait to make her my girlfriend. I can't wait to be like in a committed relationship with this girl. I've never heard a guy say that, but I've heard a female say, oh my gosh, everything is going so well. He's such a great guy. We're doing really good right now. I can't wait until he makes me his girlfriend.
Okay, but I gotta say something. We don't say it, but statistics show we actually do desire that a little more. Because most divorces, about what, 80%? I think, I don't know if that's right, about 70 or 80% divorces are filed by women. We would actually prefer, most guys would prefer, if it's possible, to find one woman to settle down with in the long run. We don't say it, but that's how we feel. We're just a little more. But I think it is kind of made for women with the way the government sets it up and stuff, but I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, it could be. Only in Tyler Perry movies. Yeah, everything's like so romanticized nowadays. I don't know. Relationships they're interesting. Very interesting. I only learned of my own anger in my 30s.
What does that mean?
Are you talking about like the problems that you have when like in a relationship? I think relationships could really bring out a lot of things that people could work on. Half the time some people don't even know that they have certain issues until they end up with somebody that pushes that out of them. Like, relationships could bring in a different type of thing, which is why I understand prenups. You could get married to somebody and they could be the sweetest person in the world, but you don't know. You've never seen, I mean, divorces are different. You have never seen this person hate your guts so much that they kill to see you on the streets in a box and take half your stuff. Like, that, it gets that messy from what it looks like. You have never seen this person in that situation. So they say, oh, it's weird that you would want a prenup. Why are you thinking about getting a divorce so early? But then again, it's just like, well, if you don't see us getting a divorce, why won't you just sign it? Like, if you don't see this happening, then why won't you just sign it? And either way, I'm happy. We're not getting divorced, so you may be happy. Like, nothing has happened yet.
A lot of women, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not trying to put the blame on women or nothing, because I don't think guys are perfect either. I don't think we're perfect, but a lot of women, they're just confusing. Like, they want a young, rich, loyal, super attractive guy. I'm like, bro, what? Like, okay, you want a, let's say you want a 27-year-old who makes $200,000. What percent of men make that in America? What, 2%? Maybe. So you want a 2% guy, and what do you have to offer? Nothing. And
Oh my
80%.
I got a good personality.
Yeah, 80% of women want that. Their personalities suck. They're radical feminists who still want that super high quality, young, attractive guy. They have nothing to offer. They don't want to submit to him. They can't cook. They don't want to clean for no man. They're too good to, like, bro. Y'all are just they just confuse me so much.
There are facts there. Like, sis, you can't just buy a weave and think that everything just all good and dandy. You buy a weave, you do your makeup up real nice, and you gotta, I'm goofy, all that other crap.
Bro, I hate that.
All that stuff. And at the end of the day, it doesn't really seem like it's what the man wants at all. Like, you can sit right here and you can demand that he has an amazing job and that he goes to the gym all the time, but let him tell you, well, I want you in the gym a couple times a week too, and I hate when you wear that makeup. It's like, you don't want me as I am? What? If we can have expectations of you or of them, then they should be able to have some expectations of us.
Yeah,
There's no balance there.
Yeah, but this is for the guys too. We gotta, like, this is getting out of control. We gotta, like, actually, like, go towards a goal. We can't just be sitting here complaining about what women want. I'm not saying try to fit that standard, but we should be all trying to reach a super high goal so we can get what we want. We can't just complain about women not wanting us or women doing this or women doing that. No, we still have to work towards what we want at the end of the day.
Yeah, that is true. I don't have the premium Zoom, so they were going to turn it off. Let me send the new Zoom link in here just in case you guys have something to say. But that's really just what it is. It doesn't really feel like there's much of a balance there, for real. I know. I guess now we know how LFR Jesus moved. Wait, what happened? Buy weed for happiness. What? I want to go back to watching memes now. Okay. We all need somebody to challenge us, not enable us. Yes, because it makes you comfortable. Like, when you get to the point that you're just so comfortable in the relationship, you're not improving yourself. Y'all are just there.
Yeah, guys, you already know women are crazy. We have to always constantly be improving, and that's not a bad thing. That's just how you succeed in life. You can't be stagnant, because you already know women in general do not like stagnant guys. This is not even new. This is just what it is. Like, this is evolution. You always have to be on top of your game.
Yeah, that's just what it is. If a man can't admit his faults, he won't grow. That is true too. That's very true. But it's like, the problem is, we have those, rose-colored glasses on, and all of the freaking...
You putting the new one?
Oh, yeah. Let me close that, put in the new link. All of the freaking red flags, y'all dodge them. Like Mario Kart. Y'all ever play Mario Kart? Just dodging all the things. Y'all ignore those red flags. We're human. It happens. It's like, yeah, he's not gonna do that again. Yeah, that's not gonna happen again. And then you get into a relationship and just like, I can't believe this happened. And then you think back, well, it did happen in 2011. It happened in 2013. It was a real bad thing that happened just like this in 2015. It makes sense. Like, it makes so much sense. But we just be dodging everything. Life don't work like that. Makes a bit more sense than we think it does. Crap is weird. Feminism.
We always talk about how feminism affects women, but let's not forget, feminism affects men too. Like some men, think about it like this: what 40% of men grew up with single mothers, and 70% of teachers are women. So this leaves at least half of men without a what's the word I'm looking for? A steady father figure or a steady male role model. And what do you think happens to these men? You think they turn out super strong, willing to withstand anything? No. They turn out growing up with women ideals, overly sensitive, and just more feminine. So we have to talk about how that's affecting our men too. Like, to be a strong man, you can't be super feministic. That's just what it is. So when you think of feminism,
I don't think that there's much wrong though with having some softer qualities. We got Dave in here. I'm gonna let Dave in. But before I do, were you guys able to hear LFR Jesus? Because I got everything on a speaker. Were y'all able to hear him, or how did that sound? Let me know before I let Dave in.
you can't be 100% all the time super alpha dom. You gotta be a little bit sometimes, because that's just how life is. You can't have all of anything.
All right, bet. I'm gonna let Dave in because you said you heard him. So let us see. Oh, all right. Dave is connecting. And let us see. I could hear you, Elifar, but I'm wondering if Dave. Dave, can you hear us? Are you there?
Sorry, I had to pause the YouTube.
Oh, cool. All right.
All right. Hold on, let me put this up.
Hola, what's up?
Not much. How you guys doing?
We're doing well.
What's up,
Yes,
Dave?
I'm to the rescue, the one that said just got the marriage license.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. But yeah, I'm also in your dad's Discord and Patreon.
Oh,
Good
it's
stuff.
lit. Welcome. It's good to see you.
Thank you. But yeah, I definitely agree on some of the stuff. One thing JoJo was mentioning in regard to the women want the top 2% or something, and there's actually some studies in regard to that where as more and more women attend college, get masters and doctorates, and become part of the workforce, getting paid more, they want equals or higher. And as more men don't go to college and don't, even if they're making similar money and they're working the trades where they make enough money, because that's not a profession, that like it's not a lawyer, it's not a doctor, not an engineer. A lot of women don't look at that as a quality man that they'd be looking for.
That makes sense too. Yeah. And that's a point that I feel like we haven't really talked about that much, because when women tend to move up, you want somebody that's like on your level as well. So that could be a case in that. So you're getting married and you think that people should like get married depending on, circumstances.
I what's good for me is not always good for everybody else, but I'm just looking long term, and I'm still in the mindset of marriage and children, and while I don't think people have to get married to have children, and I don't think people have to get married to be in a long-term committed relationship, it's definitely something that can assist in creating that bond for, obviously it's a financial and a legal bond with marriage most of the time. But you can have a common law or I've known people that have been together for decades and never got married, but that there still is that true connection and true love there that assists them with it.
Okay.
Okay, I have a question.
Sure.
What was that thing or was it one event, or was it one process that said, okay, I'm gonna marry this girl? Like, what made you know, if you remember?
I don't think there was any one thing. I was together for about a year or so, and just the connection is pretty spot on. So I just wanted to continue. And again, back to the kids, since I'm still looking to have kids of my own, I think marriage is one of the good things with that. Again, it's not needed for everybody, but for me, it is. If it's, so that's one thing that I look at. And I look also at, like with my parents. So my parents were actually 31 years apart, and they, and so that's in this, the late 60s when they first got together and got married. So she was 31-ish when I was born. My dad was 63-ish. Yeah, so about that. And so obviously at that time, marriage was definitely more set in stone for most people in most relationships. I don't know what the exact percentages have changed. But just sticking with that what they taught and what I still believe. So I don't think it was anything that said, okay, we have to get married to do this. Nothing stuck out. It's just what's in me.
Dope. Well, congratulations, and I hope you guys have a very successful marriage.
Thank you.
No problem. Have a good night.
You too.
So for now, I have a question.
Points were made.
Yeah, he was nice. When you are looking for marriage, are you going to look for resources first or love first? Like, if you had to rank them, which one is number one?
I mean, ideally, I'd be in love with the person. There's something there, but if I were to rank which one was a bit more important, I don't know.
For now, you know.
Here's the thing, just being completely honest. It is very easy, and all females want to be with somebody where, oh, that's my friend and I'm in love with him and all this other stuff. But marriage is a little different. And if I were to rank it, I'd love to be in love with this person, but resources could ruin relationships. If the lack of resources can ruin the relationship. So I feel like that it's more of like a business type of thing. Like, you're in love with this person, but things got to get done.
So resources is number one to you.
Love can grow.
So
attraction can grow.
Would you marry a 45-year-old man?
Yes.
Hey. You just say resources is number one.
I would, and it's not because I'm a gold digger, none of that. As we said, compatibility. I mean, all of this stuff is important. It definitely is. Love is important. All of this stuff is very, very important. But you got to be smart with it.
Okay. This is what to show you. If you're young and broke, this is the top of the pole. If you're young and broke, you're down here.
I'm not saying, I didn't say that. I didn't say that because I'm very.
No. You said that.
Wait, I didn't say that. Here's the thing. Okay, gosh darn it. Here's the thing. If we had two different guys, and there was a guy who just made a buttload of money, all of this stuff, and he was 50 years old, made a ton of money, and I had him as an option, or I had a 27-year-old who didn't really have any money, and we were in love and all of that stuff, and we're compatible, if those were my options, then I choose the person, the 27-year-old that I'm in love with. I'm not just about to marry somebody so I can be taken care of for the rest of my life. I can take care of myself. But if all of this stuff can go together, if there is a 45-year-old that I end up falling in love with who has these resources, we're compatible, if it's all the things, why would I not marry the person with the resources? Because I'm also in love with the person with the resources. That's just what it is. But if I had an option, I'm in love with a 27-year-old who doesn't really make any money, but has ambition. I'm not going to marry somebody without ambition. He's ambitious. Or somebody who I don't really like that much, who makes money. Then I'd go with the person that I like more. I'm not trying to be nobody's sugar baby, but I also think, though, that all of that stuff can grow. Love can grow, attraction can grow, all of this stuff. Mm-hmm. So maybe it would be more love.
Nah, you already said.
I don't know. I think maybe it would be now that I'm saying everything out loud.
Okay, I think someone's in the Zoom. I don't know.
Are they? Oh, they must have left.
If you're not coming, if y'all want to come to the Zoom to discuss any issues, don't be scared. Stop by. There's 44 people in here.
The 27-year-old has time to make the money. I tripled my income between 27 and 34. Ooh. Congrats.
But
yes.
Are you willing to wait for that?
Wait for what?
Are you willing to wait 8 years or 7 years for a guy to triple his income?
As I said, the ambition has to be there. Like, if you're saying, oh, I got these big plans for something that I'm trying to do, I'm trying to make all this money, and I don't see you working on anything, all you do is scroll through Instagram all day, then no, I'm not waiting. What are you doing? But if you are saying that this is what's going to happen and you are working your butt off, of course, I'm going to be there to support that.
Even if it takes 8, 10 years.
Even if I'm seeing you work your butt off, then yes. But that's what he said, I have ambition, no plans. I want somebody who there needs to be something there. Okay? There needs to be something there. If you're a talker, you're mentally ambitious, and you're not going to do anything, what am I supposed to do with that? Like, there's so many talkers in the world. There's people who say, oh, I'm a be a CEO and not do anything.
Okay, I have just one thing to say.
You gotta put the work in.
I don't really go on Twitter like that, but I went on about a week ago, and feminists were like using this situation to combat their argument. And it was this man who he pays all the bills in his house, and he like went viral for paying all the bills. But it came out today that his family is supposedly unhappy, and his children they just wish he spent more quality time with him. And the feminists on Twitter were saying, well, this is why you never let a man pay for everything, because it's never going to work out. And he paid all the bills. He thought he was like the man, but his marriage still failed. Ha ha ha, basically. So I just want to know, do you think, how do you feel about that? Like a man paying all the bills and stuff?
I think like it should be half. That's what I think. I don't, like, in a relationship, I don't expect to be dating somebody and every time that we go out, he's paying for stuff. We're both in the relationship. Like, he shouldn't be the only person taking somebody out. You should be putting some effort in too to take him out, unless the relationship is only about him making you feel special. So why does that like not apply to the household? Now, I can understand if he's like this trillionaire and you don't have a job, like you're a housewife or whatever. If that's what you guys set up, then that's what you guys set up.
She was a housewife, and like he was paying the bills, but they said his marriage still wasn't happy. His children weren't happy because while he was busy paying for things, the kids wanted him to spend more time with them, supposedly.
And stuff like that confuses me, because it's just like you knew what you were getting yourself into. And we talked about this on the last live. Like, when you decided to date this lawyer, and you knew that he was gonna work crazy hours from from 8 in the morning until 11 at night, you cannot be confused at 5 o'clock as to why you made a turkey and he's not there for dinner. Like, you signed up for this. Are you confused? Why are you confused? Oh, Whitney's here.
Oh, Whitney is back.
Hey, sorry, Whitney. Mm-mm-mm. You can't go against me. Oh, we can hear you now.
Okay, I'm gonna turn you up a little bit because the audio is lower than the YouTube.
Okay.
So I just wanted to say a quick couple of things about the way people view potential romantic partners, and take everything I say with a grain of salt because I'm saying, I haven't found the success of marriage or whatever. It is, but what I can say is that there are two ways that people view potential romantic partnerships, and those things are black and white versus shades of gray. And black and white leaves no room for nuance. So you say, like you just said, oh, we should pay half. But I disagree, pay half if we live together. But I disagree in that sense because women are, and this may speak to some of the guys who think that feminism is a problem. Maybe they can see this as something that's good for them. But I think that when you're in a partnership, you partner up your resources the way that you earn them. So if I'm making, 70% more than my partner, then I'm paying 70% of the bills. Okay. And so since I believe that everything is on a sliding scale and everything is nuanced, and with these shades of gray, that's the way I feel about it. Now, people can look at that and say, okay, the woman should pay 70% if she's got that. I think that's fine. But I think what's more important is to avoid these kind of conflicts is to be equally yoked with these people within a certain, range. So what's wrong with a woman, who makes $500,000 a year wanting a man that makes $500,000 a year? Why does she need to play around with a guy whose credit score is 300? And same goes for men. There's really no reason that a man should not seek to be equally yoked. This whole ideology of building people up, in my mind, it's not conducive to the conversation about relationships because when you are you should be working on yourself, I guess is the point. You should be working on yourself to get you where you want to be. Now, when you look about, it's different when you look at people like Chance the Rapper, right? Excuse me. Because he, has had his same partner, his same girlfriend since way before he made it.
Right.
Before he even made his first million. And that works for him because he put all his, and I'm about to make a video game analogy about these shades of gray. He put his points into loyalty, right? Let's say you're playing a video game and you got a character that you're trying to level up to get to the strongest place, right? What's important to you is where you put your points, okay? So let's say your biggest importance is attraction, right? And let's say you make $500,000, okay? So you put 80% of your points into attraction. Well, that means you only got 20% left for things like loyalty, for things like education, for things like family values, for things like that. So everything is on a sliding scale, but look at it as you only have 100 points, right? You only have 100 points to put into things. So what I'm learning as I get older, because when I was younger, I put all my points into attraction, and that got me cheated on. That got me, in some sticky situations and things like that, because I didn't consider things like loyalty. I didn't consider things like personality. I didn't consider things like, how you vibe together. So what I'm looking into more as I get into my mid-30s is attraction is obviously still there. Attraction will always be something necessary. But I'm getting more into one of my biggest values that I've learned as I get older is kindness, right? So kindness to me is something that is very attractive. People that are kind. If I go to a restaurant with you and you're the finest person on the planet and you treat the waiter like crap and you suggest we tip nothing, then we don't even have the space to be friends. I'll never contact you again. But but if let's say I put less points into kindness and more points into, let's say, strength of just your personality, and you're in that same situation and the girl is mean to the waiter or whatever, but you say, but that's attracted to you that she, speaks her own mind and that she has her own thought process, maybe that's more attractive to you. So everything is on a sliding scale. You just have to figure out what it is that you find important and find the nuance, right? The gray areas, and put those percentage points where you want it to be. So, you only have 100 points. I've lowered my standard for attraction a little bit, but I think that's completely fine because when you look at these, there's videos out there for these guys that hate feminism stuff. It's called, you might have heard of it. I know every guy in chat's heard of it. It's called the hot crazy scale. Okay, the hotter they are, the crazier they are.
I never heard of that. I didn't hear that. That's probably true. I don't know.
I saw a video about that.
That's probably true. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a meme and it's a joke, and every stereotype and joke is rooted in some truth. So yes, I found, because especially in my 20s, when I was working out very fit, was blessed by God with attractiveness and wisdom and certain things, hardworking, a lot of things that women respond to.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I had lots of options and all these things. And, you find that the people that are just take Instagram models or influencers or whatever, they put all their points into hotness for themselves, right? You put points into yourself, you put points into your potential partner. They put all the points into hotness, but every post they put up is about their, how great their abs are or whatever. So that's all they know. They don't have other things. And I'm not saying that they're less valuable as people. That's just where they allocated their points to themselves. And I want somebody who is more balanced, right? Who has allocated more points into things like compassion,
Right.
education, things like that. And so that's just the way I see it. I think that everybody has to decide that for themselves. And I think that's fine to decide it for yourself. But just pay attention to the nuance. Realize that nuance exists, and looking into things as black and white is potentially detrimental to yourself and to your future partner.
Right. Oh, you hit some
Hey,
points.
Whitney, make sure you add LFR Jesus in the live chat. He wants you to join the Discord, the LFR family Discord, so y'all can discuss things.
Okay, I can sure do that.
Yeah, that would be dope. You hit so many points, and I see some people talking about it now, but that makes a lot of sense, and I definitely agree with you on, the resources that you guys have and divvying that up in whatever way. Like, equal is equal, whatever, in whatever way that every relationship is different. And the point system makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
You be hitting some points.
What are your points, Eminem?
I think that might be a good conversation. So between you and JoJo, let's say you agree on 4 things, right? Let's say attraction, loyalty, personality, and resources, right? 4 things. And then you allocate 100 points towards what you want, and then you compare what it is that you all want. I think that will show how much influence nuance has on what you're interested in, and those are the type of things that you can do with the person that you're dating. Like if I go on a first date, or first date, we're talking about silly stuff, whatever. Second date, how important is this to you? How important is this to you? Third date, how important is this and this to you? You know what I'm saying? Like, and if you don't ask those questions early, you're gonna find out, real late that you made the wrong decision.
Right.
So there's nothing wrong with asking those questions early and really trying to get on the same page.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much for giving your opinion, and I'm excited to hear about getting you on this LFR ambassador podcast thing. That would be dope. You're good. Thank you so much.
Well, thanks. I'm down, and I appreciate you letting me speak on your platform, and I'll holler at LFR Jesus about the Discord.
Of course. Have a good night.
Thank you too.
The point system, fire.
Never looked at it like that.
Yeah, I never looked at it like that either. But if you think about it, you have what is most important to you. Personally, attraction was never the first thing. Like physical attraction was never the first thing that I look at. I'm more of like a personality. I like the guy being funny, and then resources, all of I'm more like a personality resources type of person. I feel like attraction can grow. But if they have everything, then sure. But I don't know. The point system is reserved for people who have points to show.
Oh,
Dang, you gotta have points to start with.
yeah, he's right. You can't just be on the bench demanding an all-star player on your team.
That's true. You can't be water boy and demanding a jersey. I mean, that makes sense.
Some guys only care about attraction. That's like where the issues come.
And that's where problems go wrong. Because if I look at some females that I know, or females period, some of them could be very superficial, and being superficial gets you in trouble. If you're only looking at the physical things, you bragging because you got an Instagram model. Okay, not saying all Instagram models are crazy, but he definitely, like, the scale exists for a reason. Is the scale 100% right? I'm sure it's not, but it exists for a reason. They may be a little.
Would I try to look
I don't
for
know.
someone else? Like, would I imagine someone else having? I first say, okay, I need to have this. That's just what I personally do. Like, if I want someone to be intelligent, for example, I'll be like, okay, first I need to be intelligent. I don't look for things in other people that I will not have in myself. That probably makes it simpler to me.
Oh, that's good. That's like a good thing to go for.
For most things, I'll say.
Yeah.
'Cause I say I want them to wash my drawers. Of course, I wash my drawers now.
But if you, okay, let's say that you really like a girl's personality and she looks good, all of this stuff, but she's not as ambitious as you. Like, she wants to start a business, but she doesn't want to do anything but like scroll through Twitter every day. Would, in your point system, would that get you to pursue her?
She doesn't want to scroll through Twitter every day.
Like, all she wants to do is take pictures and post. Like, she's a good person. She has a great personality, and that's something that guys say that they want. They want somebody that's very easy to get along with. They want somebody who looks good. And she does. But she's just not, she's lacking in that area. If you say that you're an ambitious person, this could help. Like, you could get with her and she could end up being that. She could end up starting her
Is she
business.
popular online?
What difference would it make?
Like, she just scrolls?
She's average popularity. But if she is not that ambitious, being with an ambitious person could encourage her to be ambitious.
What do I get?
You get, she's nice, she looks good, she has a good personality, you get all of that.
So she has everything else?
She has everything else, she just lacks an ambition.
Yeah, I would. I wouldn't, I mean, super high ambition is not really on my list. I wouldn't want to date a girl who's more ambitious than me, because that's just toxic. Like, we would not get along.
LFR Jesus, hilarious.
Is there any more people in the Zoom?
There was. Sophia was here. Sophia, if you're still here, you could come back. I saw ya. But we were,
I wouldn't want to date a girl who's like super ambitious like me.
yeah, like, too much. If you're dating, I wouldn't want to date anybody exactly like me. Like, that would just be
It's
weird.
Like, bro, what? I'd be like, okay, I just started this business. She'd be like, oh, you did? I just started another business too. Like, we'd be making a lot of money, but we're both gonna be super busy. Like, we won't even see each other.
Yeah, you would like a balance there. Not a popular idea to express, but modern feminism is a huge barrier to healthy relationships these days. It has become degenerative for not only women, but men in society by extension.
I agree. Scrolling through social media all day. That kind of.
Yeah, I agree, in a way.
It's something deeper than that. Like, that's like a deep-rooted issue. Like, you're just bored of life, or.
You may be bored of life, but also social media it's a drug. Like, you get what you get. If people are liking your posts, or like, it keeps you there. Did you guys see that documentary about social media on Netflix. It was interesting. If you guys haven't seen it, you should watch it. But it keeps people in, and then at a certain point, you don't even really want to leave. You just want to just stay there, and then you forget about all of the things that you had planned for the day. Oh, we got Mitchell here. Come on in. Mitchell. Gosh darn it. All right, here we go. If it's not love, it will.
Hello.
Hello, Mitchell.
Yo.
Yo.
Yo. Hey, shout out to LFR Jesus. That's my best friend.
Oh,
Just wanna let
hey.
everybody know. Yeah.
So
Shout out to
cool.
LFR, all the fams.
Lit.
So, topic of discussion where it's talking about marriage. Should you do it?
Mhm.
Yeah. Why not? I say if you love somebody enough and they love you back, I think you totally should. And other than that, I think I think the thing I want to talk about is like going non-traditional with how you want to approach things. Like I think like if you don't want to do like big weddings or you just want to go to a city building and just sign papers and be married, like that should just be totally acceptable.
Mhm.
I feel like that's kind of stigmatized a bit. And I think that should be not that way. I think you should be able to approach it however you want. I think everything kind of leading up to weddings, especially like
Mhm.
if you're going the traditional route, can be hella expensive. Which also, if you're trying, to get married, you should be financially stable. Let's be honest.
That's
You
true.
shouldn't be trying to do anything like that without being stable.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I know
I think
that.
that's the only point.
I mean, I agree
So
with.
do you support feminism? Do you think it's ruining marriages
Do I think feminism's ruining marriages?
or like ruining
No, I think
relationships?
that's just something people say as an excuse because they suck at their marriage.
Oh, thanks. So you think it's like men making excuses as to why they can't keep a woman?
I just think, you could just go down any route of anything as to why your marriage isn't working. And I think trying to blame it on feminism is
Mhm.
kind of a cop out. Pretty lame.
Okay. Do you think that
I
it may?
think there's
Oh.
way more underlying issues to your marriage if you're blaming feminism, if you ask me.
I agree. Like not only one thing could ruin a marriage. It's like a lot of different things. But do you think that it plays a part in it?
Well, you're never gonna have the conversation of like, well, wait, why are you leaving me? Well, feminism, bitch. That's just not gonna be what it is. It's gonna be a whole lot of things that have culminated over time to why your shit ain't working. I'm sorry if I can't swear. That's my bad.
I mean, I like your honesty. I like it a lot. And I know that LFR Jesus was saying that you have a lot of points on feminism, the good and the bad side of it. We were just trying to.
Well, yeah, because feminism can get hella annoying, but the feminism exists for a reason. I'm not gonna go into a whole tirade about like why you should support feminism and just be respectful of women and think they deserve equality and stuff like that. That's a time and place for another conversation. But
Mhm.
yeah, I just feminism I don't even think is even a conversation at this point as far as marriage goes. I mean, it depends on your relationship and kind of like what your views are, if your liberalistic or conservative views. But
Mhm.
other than that, bottom line, feminism is not destroying your marriage. You are destroying your marriage.
Okay.
Points made. It's not just feminism. Don't just blame it on the feminism. It's not
No,
only
it's
just one
because you
problem.
have these toxic traits that you refuse to work on, or somebody else, or the other person in your relationship refuses to work on. And if that's not happening, then
Hmm.
can't blame feminism.
So, what is your stance on like toxic masculinity, if you have one?
it exists, but I think in order to have that conversation, you also need to recognize toxic femininity, which is a thing, but it's obviously not as like prevalent in this era with social media as toxic masculinity is.
Mm-hmm.
Because trust as a gamer, as somebody who plays video games constantly, toxic masculinity is just so fucking awful. And I think that you have to, it's definitely a thing you have to identify. That's a thing that ruins relationships, is dudes who just want to be at the forefront of their marriage and be this alpha and be this person that has to just do everything for their spouse all the time. And it just doesn't have to be that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this
Okay.
is where we like disagree, because I personally don't think it exists like in the way that someone else would think it exists. I think personally, I think there are toxic traits like inherent in men, and I think there are toxic traits inherent in women. Like, for example, the toxic trait inherent in men is being overly aggressive, and I think in the toxic trait inherent in women is being jealous and lying and being manipulative. I think toxic traits can be in both, but I see why someone would say it does exist. But if that exists, I think toxic femininity needs to be discussed even more, which it hasn't.
Well, yeah,
discussed at
you
all.
can't have one without the other.
Yeah,
You definitely can't have one without the other. I just think it just seems to me more prevalent in the male identity, because not to be that guy, but you know, patriarchy and things of that nature.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you so
There's a
much.
reason there's a song called "It's a Man's World." You know?
Yes. It was very interesting.
But there's also a reason why women can make a song about digging their keys into somebody's car and it being a women's anthem and it being just fine. So,
Yeah,
you know,
they were.
yin-yang.
you say yang yang.
Yeah, pretty much. They
Hey man.
hand in hand. Thank you so much
Yeah.
for expressing your
No
opinions.
problem. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah.
Of course. Have a good night.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. It was cool to get his stance on things because
Yeah. The patriarchy. How do you feel about the patriarchy, Vinay?
how do I feel about the patriarchy? We cannot act like it doesn't exist. I mean, that's what this world was built on.
The patriarchy? I mean, okay. Let's not count. We are more dominant, but it's not that simple. Like, how can I say this? Men are more dominant, but if there's anybody who can influence a man's path, it's a woman. Like, a woman that he loves. So, I don't know. It just depends how you look at it, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, we're not going to act like the patriarchy, it just doesn't exist. That's a thing that's happening. But at the end of the day, like, everything works hand in hand, but it has to make sense. And I think when it comes to
patriarchy,
like it's understood, but when it comes to feminism, some of my questions or some of the things that I've like kind of seen is that you want like certain things, but then also it's kind of like sometimesy in a way, like it doesn't seem completely consistent, and maybe that's just my lack of knowledge on it, or I'm not sure, but he made some points. Please explain how something to do with the cat. Wow, y'all are hilarious. Mitch is dope. He is. He came in here with some points. No one thinks women shouldn't have equal rights, but these more modern waves are getting ridiculous.
I have a question, Vinay.
What?
Who do you think will have more influence? A man who would enter a classroom with 30 women, or a woman who would enter a classroom with 30 men? Who do you think would have the biggest influence on the class as a whole?
A man who enters a classroom, he's the only man in the classroom.
Yeah, who do you think would influence their class the most? The man on the woman or the woman on the man?
It depends. What what is happening in the class, what's being influenced.
Their actions, like a traditional man and traditional women, and a traditional woman entering classroom with traditional men.
A traditional woman, are we talking as in like a feminist,
No,
or just a regular average woman
average woman.
and an average man?
Mhm.
Maybe I feel like the woman
Have the biggest influence.
in a class of like a group of, yeah, I'd probably say the woman in a group of men. And that's only because I feel like sometimes, but it depends also, like on the stance of a lot of these men. Sometimes a man could be so set in his thoughts that like nothing will change that where he is. But also a woman could be too. She can go into this group of men that's talking to them and not change her opinion on anything. I just think that it would probably be a little easier to sway the woman's thought process if she's in a group of men who's talking to her about whatever, about the things that they go through and changing her opinion, than a man going into a whole bunch of women and doing that. And I only feel like that because like I've seen sometimes if you're talking to a group of women, or if you're talking to a woman period, sometimes it could kind of seem like they are giving you their experience on it, and not really, it's not always very two-sided. So it's not like oh, I understand what you go through, but look at this. It's a, this is what I have to go through, this is what's going on, you should accept that. And sometimes when it comes to like talking to a man, they may see both sides of it, but also they may not. Who really knows?
So like, we always talk about like ways that men have it harder, but like what ways do you think that women have it harder? Like if you was to think of some ways right now, say, oh, I wish I could do that, or I wish it wasn't like that, what would you say?
It's like if I wanted to go outside right now and in the dark and walk around, that's not something that I'd be able to do. Stuff like that, like I wish that I was just able to walk, or like it's very simple things that I wish that I was able to do that people don't really see. Sometimes like from things that I've had to go through as a female, there would be like walking past a group of guys and them yelling things and touching and grabbing, all of this stuff. That's something that I've had to go through in high school. I would purposefully avoid certain hallways so I would not have to walk through that. And it sucks. So just having these experiences, if I were to pull up in front of like a store and there's like 30 guys standing around it, it would make me nervous to try to walk in by myself. It's very little things that we think about.
So safety.
Yeah, the safety of it all. And it sucks. So it's little things that we all, you know, have to think about. And I'm sure that that's probably, I mean, I don't know everybody's experience, a man's experience, but it's a little rough out here. A little rough.
Is
like,
that why you put resources above love?
We got to stay safe. There are women who are like, there are so many stories out there of women being hit on and curving the man, and she ends up dead. Stuff like this happens. So it's all just the safety of everything. But I think that all goes with like, you know, the toxic masculinity thing. Because clearly I can't sit right here and say for a fact if there's a group of guys in front of like anywhere that they're just gonna harass me, because that's not always the case at all. But those few experiences that have happened could really make a person think differently about situations. That's it. What about like we talk about men a lot. There was a post and there was something that there was this guy and he said, "Women, what would you do if you were a man for a day?" And it was just all of these things that was just like, I walk around New York City by myself at 3 o'clock in the morning. I go to the park right now. And it's like all of these things that would happen. But what would you do if you were a woman for a day?
Just for one day? If I was a woman for a day,
Mm-hmm. What would you do if you were a woman for a day?
that's not enough time. Give me a year. I say a year because I think in today's economy,
Mm-hmm.
men are expected to have more resources or more money. But I honestly think with social media and how it's growing, I think it would be easier for a woman to have more resources and more money on that aspect of life. Because you think about social media, what attracts you? Entertainment and beauty.
Mm-hmm.
So if I was a woman for a year, I don't know what I would do in a day. I don't think that's enough time. I mean, it's nothing I can do on a day-to-day basis, unless it's some weird things. But I would just build like a TikTok or an Instagram and be an influencer and get paid off of that. I would never have to work again.
That is true. I thought about this briefly, but OnlyFans. I hear a lot about how that works for women, but if any man could speak on all this money that you're making from OnlyFans, do men like? Because I'm sure it's not equal. I'm sure that women are probably making more money from this app. I don't know of any females that would sit right here and pay to subscribe to a naked man.
OnlyFans. I mean,
I feel like it's much easier for women to make money from OnlyFans. So much easier.
supply and demand, I guess.
Yeah. So
I
much
wouldn't start an
easier.
OnlyFans. I would just be an influencer.
Get as if they said if he was a woman for a day, get as much money as I could.
Yeah, I probably sell feet pics.
Feet
Weird.
pictures. Oh my gosh.
A day's not enough a lot of time. I mean, there's nothing a woman can do on a day-to-day basis that I can't do. Well, it is, but I guess I'll go to the store and just like I'll go to like just little things. I'll go to like a mall or something and like get free things from guys.
That doesn't happen. What?
It can happen.
You just go to the get free stuff.
It can happen. Women can get in places for free if they look good enough, and they can get free things if they look good enough, or they're just persuasive enough.
I think so from what I'm hearing, it kind of sounds like if you were a woman for a day, you'd be like a sugar baby.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. I'm not mad at that.
One day is not a lot of time.
That makes sense. But guys could be sugar babies too. There are women, I'm sure. Yes, it doesn't just work on one side. I'm sure there are more men that would be willing to pay for a woman, but women will pay to take care of a man.
That's rare.
I just don't think that it works both ways. I would go to a lesbian bar. Okay. Also, being a woman for a day would depend on details. I mean, you could turn into a really unattractive woman too. Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. If you were an unattractive woman is still a woman.
It's not the same. It's
There-
there's nothing you can do. Like, it is a lot of women can do to get more attractive. Just work out, get braces, smell good. But that's still not enough you can do in a day. Like, if Like that says not enough I can do in a day. I gotta be attractive in the day.
So are you saying that you will only have fun as a woman for a day if you were an attractive woman? Like
Yes.
an unattractive woman can't do
Okay.
anything
They
differently.
can. They can still do the thing. Of course they can. They can still do a lot more than the average guy, but like it would still not be the same.
It w-
Ugly girls get no love, bro. For me. So
so if a female is unattractive, then she might as well not even, like, she's not getting any of the perks of an.
she's still getting perks. Of course she's still getting the perks because she's still a woman. But she's not getting the full experience. It's like being a broke guy. Like a broke guy forever. You're still a guy. You're still alpha or dominant, but you're broke. You're not getting the full perks.
Okay. And the sad truth is,
Pretty privilege is real. You know that.
yeah, it exists.
I want that if I'm a woman.
And it's sad. It's kind of sad because a guy, like, if a guy is unattractive, it doesn't really work that way on that end, because I don't, like, if he's unattractive but he has money, a woman probably won't even really care. But if a woman is unattractive and she has money, the guy will not see her the same way as a woman would see an unattractive man with money. It's just different.
Imagine if you're old and unattractive. Like, that's probably and you're a woman. That's probably the worst combination. Because it's like, it's nothing you can do.
That's sad. Male value is based on resource. My email address is in all of the descriptions of my videos. It's lfrnaya@gmail.com. Female value is based on attractiveness. Yeah. And I get that. I understand that. I just wish that it was also on other things.
It is.
Does that sound a little superficial though?
Personality, it's just not based on money.
I mean, doesn't that sound a little superficial though?
What?
Just wanting somebody based off of like how they look. Unless the attractiveness is what gets you there. That's what gets your foot in the door, and then you look at everything else.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But a lot of guys don't even get that option.
The option for what?
Attractive women.
What do you mean? There are attractive women everywhere.
A lot of guys don't even get to step in the doors. There's bouncers at the door.
Who's
That's
keeping you
sad.
from the door?
Your lack of resources are keeping you from the door.
My lack.
The guy's lack of resources is keeping him from the door. You have to qualify to step in some of these doors, and you know that's the truth. Guys just can't step in any door they want.
If we're talking, okay, we're talking about like in person. If you're in, okay, well, because of COVID, we can talk about online. If somebody is sliding into, well, I guess that makes sense. If somebody's like sliding into your DMs, because I don't use anything that has DMs, so I wouldn't check them. But at the end of the day, if there's somebody that you like, she's not super Instagram famous, you could very easily send her a message. That's you stepping into the door because you think she's attractive.
Sending someone a message is stepping into a door?
What else? Like, that's how else are you gonna get, like, talk to her? I feel like that's stepping into a door.
I'm coming from the perspective of the guy choosing the woman. Men have to qualify to choose a high value woman. We can't just do it out the gate. We can't just
So what helps you qualify to do that? Like,
getting more money, getting more intelligence, developing a funny or comedic personality. It's not things we're just born with that just. A lot of guys, I'm not speaking for everybody, like Bronny James Jr., he was born with that bread. His dad's LeBron, like, he was born with that. But a lot of guys, we have to qualify to open these doors. We can't just come out the gate and open the baddest choice door.
That is true. We have somebody here, but I don't know what language this is.
The world? How did they even request?
We're gonna let you in. And we'll see what happens. That's pretty much what will happen here. I just got yelled at by a woman for being in the military. You need to provide some context there. She didn't just yell at you.
You're in the military? I hate you. Toxic feminism. Like, feminism. She put up her middle finger. Like, feminism. F you.
What happened there? She didn't just... Oh, you're muted. Can you unmute yourself? Please. Are you gonna... Okay, do you know how to do it? Unmute yourself? You left? What'd I do? What happened? I don't know what happened. Okay, you'd be surprised. Many people react very angrily about military, regardless of male. Interesting. I've never seen that before. Actually.
I've never seen that either.
Yeah, I've never really seen that. Women are more commonly physically abusive.
It don't hurt though.
Thomas,
Ouch.
I'm gonna let you in, Thomas. Thanks again for having me. No problem, Mitch. You're dope. Thank you for coming. Thank you for chatting and giving your opinion. Hey, Thomas.
Did you hear it? It was good, Thomas.
Oh, he's still connecting.
Don't worry.
Alright, hey,
Hello, how are you?
What's up?
doing great.
Thank you, Whitney.
Let me just mute. Gotcha.
Okay.
I was listening. I kind of agree with what Joe was saying.
Mm-hmm.
Certain things you have to qualify. You can send an invitation out. It's up to the girl to accept the date or any talking stages. They will look through your like a resume. Like, he's funny. He got some money. He's a little attractive. Like, you got a little mini resume that the girl check out for you before you get the time of day. That's
Okay. I mean, and I understand that. When JoJo was saying, oh, they got to step into the door, I'm thinking the DM is the door.
That's not the door.
That is what else is the door?
It's like the sidewalk to the
depending on the
door.
girl. They got millions of DMs a day. They probably look at it, see your profile picture, see some of your picture, like they decide, do I even want to respond back? That's just still.
Okay, that makes
The
sense.
door is at least a conversation, at least.
I think you're at okay, I guess you're at the door. They just didn't open the door up yet.
It's like it's bouncers at the door.
You
Not
can knock on the door. You can
Okay.
ring the doorbell.
So
Anyone there?
pretty much what Thomas is saying is beef up your resume. Like,
Yeah.
get better,
You
right?
wanna be- yeah. Either your resources, your personality, your smarts, how funny you are, and like
Yeah.
impress with your resume. And I feel like the date is just the in-person interview. See if they want to entertain you either further. The first date, either a yeah or nay.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much.
Further after that, you're like, I either ghost you or I entertain you some more until I get bored or I want to take this serious.
He has a
Okay.
point.
You are making points, Thomas. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Have a nice night.
You too.
Beef up your resume, guys.
Girls want so much.
That's what it is. But female, I mean, just as guys look at looks, we can't say females don't do that too. They do that. Like, it's the
Looks,
already
money,
six
swag.
feet.
Looks, money, swag,
All that stuff.
funny.
Yeah. All of that. Attraction isn't negotiated. She's either down or she's not. In my situation, I was the first one to make a move. I let him know that I liked him, and he was receptive. Do guys like that when females approach them?
It's easier.
I think that's dope.
Unless she's ugly, then we don't like it. Actually, I take that back.
I think it's dope. It shows a lot of confidence. If a woman,
Does not show that much confidence.
it definitely does show a lot of confidence. In this society, when you think that a woman is always just waiting for a man to approach her,
So you're
if
saying all guys are confident?
naturally, I think that it does something to your confidence. If a guy is consistently being shut down, like he's not, I don't really think, if he's approaching a female, he's approaching with the mindset that I may be shut down, but he's probably going to go after it anyway. And I think that's what makes him confident. A woman, if she even has a thought that she may probably get shut down, for the most part, she's probably not going to do it.
Really?
Yes, I was talking to one of my friends and she wanted to go after a guy, like she wanted to talk to a guy, like slide in his DMs. It took a week for her to muster up some courage to slide into his DMs because of the slight thought that he may reject her. So if a woman were to go and approach a guy, that takes a lot of confidence. It's not just like a man just going out there, all right, I'm gonna talk to her. I'm gonna talk to her just for fun. I don't even think she's cute, but I'm gonna try to talk to her just to get her to like me. All of this stuff.
It's kind of toxic.
Toxic.
Like, confidence is really that low. You can't approach someone you like.
Women are not used to just approaching men all of the time. Men are always getting shut down, so that's gonna do something to your confidence. You don't care if this one person is gonna shut you down. You've been shut down like 10 other times today, just in this one day.
A lot of guys. That's because we're built on rejection. We're built on pain. Girls aren't built on that. Most girls aren't built on that. From the we're like our whole life, from when we're children turning into men, it's pain, rejection, pain, letdowns, pain. Then once you get to the top, that's when you get to experience it. Girls are like, oh, sweetheart, it's hearts and sugar plums and candy and love and kisses.
That's true. It sucks, but it's like,
Dang, rejection must really hurt y'all.
yeah, it sucks. That person will think about that forever. Like, you may be the first guy that she ever approached in her 30 years. You decline her, she's never approaching anybody else
It's
again.
not that serious, bro.
To you, if men were sought after like women are, it wouldn't be only local females with an OnlyFans. Men are not desired in the same ways. I agree. I agree for sure.
But high value, no, okay, high value men, they're at the top of everything. The higher value you are as a man, you're at the top of everything. That's when you start making the decisions.
But when the decisions, when it comes to what though?
When it comes to life, like it's like average man, average woman, beautiful woman, high value man.
An average woman could be a beautiful woman.
Average man, average woman, high value woman, high value man. You choose whoever you want to be with. You already have the money. You don't need any resources. You can do whatever you want at that point.
Yeah.
That's probably when the patriarchy sets in and we finally get to experience it.
Yeah.
Because most guys don't even get to experience the patriarchy. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm just saying that rejection for a female hits differently because we're used to guys coming up to us. Like a woman, I saw this in like a comedy skit, but like it's true, a woman's idea of being like flirting with a guy is standing next to him.
Really?
And staring at him. And
I
maybe
used to
like
play
playing
sports
with her
then.
hair. It's like all of these very little things. So if a woman were to come up to you and be like, yeah, I like you and I want to get your number, then it's just like,
But don't
Wow.
sports and like training for something like fix that? Like take away some of that rejection?
Does it?
I'm asking, don't you play sports and you take lessons right now? Like, doesn't that
Yeah.
give you a little more confidence in life?
I think that, I mean, personally, and guys, I box with JoJo. So it's like all guys. And I think that either way, if you like somebody, then you should be able to go up to them and say that you like them. And if they don't like you, then it is what it is. So
You walk up to somebody and say, "Hey, I like you." That's kind of weird. But
if I'm talking to like that female, she came on my live. I was like, oh my gosh, we should be friends. Like females, we do this stuff all of the time. So I don't know how to flirt with a guy. I feel like I'm pretty awkward. So I kind of just like get straight to the point. You're cool. You can feel it out. You kind of know what they're going to say. Like you can fill out what their response would probably be. So I probably just say how I felt. But for the most part, so yeah, I think in a way it does give you a bit more confidence because after this, nothing else, like the worst they could say is no. And probably like call you ugly or something. I don't know. I'm sure it could get worse than no, but the point is they could say no, you could walk away. It is what it is, but I don't know. If I'm just generally though, women are not used to approaching men. Dating apps I think makes it easier for women to approach them because it's not really like you're approaching them or getting rejected. You are just there,
bro,
just swiping.
it's obvious y'all weren't made to do the approaching.
I don't know, but I get very weird feelings about dating apps. I know people who have gotten married from dating apps, and I know people who absolutely have had the worst experiences ever on dating apps. So I'm gonna just stay off of that. Just stay away
Guess
from
you're trying to
that.
have a fun time going to a dating app.
Guys go on from what I've seen, it looks like guys go on the dating apps to have a fun time, and a lot of women go on there to find relationships.
They do not go in there and find no relationships.
Women do go on a lot of women do go on dating apps to find relationships. But the thing is, if you can't find a relationship on a date, where else are you supposed to go? It's COVID. People are in the house. They can't fully see your face if you got a mask on. So nobody's really approaching you in the real world. Where are you supposed to go but a dating app? It makes sense.
Women really go on Tinder to find relationships?
What is the alternative in COVID? Tell me, what is the alternative?
Post a nice picture and just wait for guys to slide in.
Just wait. That's what it is. You're just waiting, just sitting there waiting for somebody to choose you. In this world,
What's wrong with that?
what if they're saying, "Oh, I want a relationship right now"? What are they supposed to do?
They're so impatient they can't wait. That's kind of borderline mental issues at that point.
Slide in the DMs. So a female could slide into your DMs.
I'm just confused. Like, why don't they just look at a guy they want on their Instagram feed? Because I'm pretty sure women know guys they want on their Instagram or Twitters, and just DM him. Instead of hooking up with random guys on Tinder looking for a relationship. Like,
but the random guys on Tinder are the same random guys on Instagram, and the same random guys on Twitter.
Okay, I'm pretty sure. Okay, people in general have they know people they would talk to in the moment. So, a woman who wants her relationship right now, she's not just saying she wants the feeling of a relationship. She obviously has a guy in her head that she would be with right now, and she goes on her feed. She's probably following that guy.
This person said, "Not everybody is going to, not everybody is going to survive this pandemic. So just got to accept they're going to die alone." Oh my gosh.
That's the point. Some people are going to die alone. And it's their fault.
That's what it is. It's like, I don't really agree with people saying, well, women shouldn't expect to find a relationship on a dating app. Anything could happen. And especially, it should be especially understandable now in this pandemic, knowing that you can't really meet anybody in person. It should be very understandable to believe that a woman is on here looking for somebody so she doesn't have to die alone. She could very easily be sitting in her apartment, sad. Valentine's Day is coming, trying to get prepared for the new year, like wanting a man. And guys are just expecting, well, you on Tinder, so you already knew what you were gonna get.
Bro, women,
Like, that shouldn't be it.
I think it is hard for women to find relationships on dating app, and I just don't see how you see it, because I actually know how women think. I know a woman would rather be alone than to not be with the guy she wants when she's in her prime. When a woman is extremely beautiful, she would rather be alone than to be with the guy who doesn't meet her requirements. I know that is 100% true. I know if a woman is beautiful, she has guys probably not lined up. She has at least 2-3 guys she can get at the exact moment. But I know for a fact, she would rather not be with those guys who would do anything for her. She would rather not be with them. She would rather not be with anyone than to be with the guy she wants to be with. So when you go on a dating app to find love as a woman, you're basically looking for your type of guy that fits your specific standards. And that guy that you want, more than likely, is not going on this app to find a relationship. So that's how I look at it.
And you made some points. You definitely made a lot of points. A woman would rather be with somebody that she finds on her level and everything else. But we cannot say that every guy on a dating app is just there for a hookup. Not every guy is there for that. So I don't think it's outlandish for a woman to be like, well, I hope, like going in with the hopes of finding this man that has everything that she wants on the app. Is it likely? No. But it's a possibility.
It's not a big possibility. It's like 1%, maybe 2%. Because the high value guys aren't on dating apps looking for relationships.
So let me ask this. Where are you guys? Where are you guys with everything that a woman that a woman wants? And
where are they?
Yeah, we're in this pandemic. If a woman wanted to get into a relationship with a great guy with his like resume built up, where would a woman be able to find you if Tinder is not the case?
They're at work.
So where is a woman supposed to find you? If she wanted to be
go to a gym, a library, follow high value guys on Instagram, I guess. Join a business club.
A business club?
I mean, there's not really anywhere else.
Well, LinkedIn.
Yeah, this high value guy that woman wants is not on Tinder. He's too busy working and trying to get more money. That's why y'all should just wait or just join some of these clubs, I guess. I don't know. It's not on Tinder though.
Well, there's that.
He might be.
He may. I mean, there's a possibility. I don't think that there's a very high chance.
Yeah, I think it was Whitney who said things aren't black and white. And I do agree with that. Everything is not black and white. I'm just making generalizations for the majority, but I'm pretty sure there's high value guys on Tinder. I mean, anything's possible. Everything's a shade of gray, like you said.
What? Why am I doing what? Yol? I don't know how to pronounce your name. I don't know what that means. I'm just saying.
This guy said he found his girl on Tinder.
Yeah, I think that honestly, anything could happen. Like, as I said, I'm not a fan of looking through, like, I don't really use social media. I don't look through my DMs. I have never been on a dating app, but I don't down them. I have friends who have gotten married from Bumble.
Yeah, I don't down them. I mean, it's just, I don't think anything bad of it, honestly.
Yeah.
It's just interesting to watch. Like, it's like not anything bad to me at all. It's just interesting.
Yeah.
Because I don't know any. I honestly don't know much about dating apps. I've never used one. It's just like wow, like they really found it. Technology is really crazy. How it works.
It is. Like, it's insane. Years and years ago, you would have never thought to see so many love stories from people meeting online. But people are meeting each other in Zoom breakout rooms,
Really.
like falling in love. There are so many stories, and I think that's pretty cool.
Love.
Like, that's such a cool story to tell your kids. You never know what could happen. Ultimately, it's you. Who knows where you'll find that person that you fall in love with? People find their person in very random places. So, no better way to boost your confidence than a grinder date.
What does that mean?
Grinder's a dating app for men, only men.
Oh. Oh, you swing that.
Jojo, what love stories? It's dry out there. Tinder is not for men with no confidence. Now, I've never heard of no successful love story from Tinder, but for some reason, Bumble, I don't know what is going on Bumble, but I've heard of so many people who have gotten married from there. Bumble and Hinge,
Go to Christian Mingle.
Christian Mingle, Black
Fire
people
white.
meet,
Black people. They really them sites.
farmers.com.
We are farmers.
I'm not sure.
Christian Mingle. Go to
Any last...
church. They used to be. We used to be at church.
We're in
I'm
a
pretty sure-
pandemic.
And black people didn't stop. I honestly don't think they stopped going to church at all. They used to be sending ties to the house. Remember? They
That's
used to-
true.
Like, bro, we don't even go here no more. But anyways,
That's true. I
they used to
mean,
be dressed like hoochie mamas in church, looking for a man.
I think looking is a lot. Looking for a person, period, is just too much. Things will happen when they happen. Let them happen naturally. Going out and looking for a husband or a girlfriend or all that other stuff, it just seems a little unnatural.
I see.
But then again, it's just like,
unnatural. It's natural for men to look for a girl.
well, maybe it's because I'm a female and I don't know. But I'm not sure what's going on in this chat. Black Planet. What is Black Planet? Black Planet. That sounds so familiar. What is... It's racking my brain. Honestly, marriage is a concept. Basically done. You still didn't answer my question. Zeppelin or Rush?
Rush, no cap.
Led Zeppelin.
Really?
Yeah.
In the long run?
Yeah.
That
It's their hair, their swag, like,
But I didn't know.
yeah.
No, I reacted to like almost all of Rush's songs. Not all of them, but a lot of their songs and like 4 of Zeppelin's songs. I'm telling you, Rush is better.
Yeah, I'd say Zeppelin all the way. They're cool. They just got a certain... I didn't really... I'm not saying Rush is bad, but I felt more...
Rush is
From-
different. I mean, Zeppelin is more of a traditional rock band, in my opinion. They're
I
like
don't know.
really like if you think of rock, Zeppelin is really like traditional.
Interesting. I don't know. It's just my opinion. But thanks for joining the party, guys. Any final words before I take this out? I just like hearing you guys' opinion. Y'all are interesting. And I enjoy talking about stuff like this. I think that these conversations should always be a thing. Are we really talking about 70s and 80s bands right
The Beatles
now?
are better than Led Zeppelin, in my opinion.
Dang, I just joined.
The Beatles are better. Pink Floyd is better. Jimi Hendrix, I don't think he's better, honestly.
I have not heard that many Pink Floyd songs.
You probably won't like them. They're not for you. They're for us weirdos.
I'm not. Yeah.
You're really gonna go like crazy.
Not sure. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Whitney.
This is for another day. We'll say that.
You're
for another
lit.
day.
You said this to say Rush is better.
Rush is better.
From what I've heard so far, I don't agree. But JoJo's on your side. I'm not sure. But guys, are y'all really arguing Rush or who started
Rush is
this?
better. I'm
Who's
telling you.
responsible for this?
I don't, but I think you would just have to check out more of their songs. I checked out a lot of their songs. They're better. But yeah, we'll say that for another day.
That's not. Dang. I like Rush, but who knows? Thanks for joining, guys. See you in my next video. Bye.